Drummers I Like podcast, episode number 5. Hey everybody, welcome to the Drummers I Like podcast. This is episode number 5, and I'm Richard Ducat, your host. I'm coming to you out of Los Angeles, California. On the other line, I got Kevin. He's coming to you out of Vero Beach, Florida. What's up, Kevin?
What's going on, Richard? What's going on, everybody out there listening?
It's been definitely an exciting week, and I'm actually more excited than anything that we got this podcast up in time, because it's been a tough last few weeks, and to know that we're staying on track is exciting for me, and it's even more exciting because today's guest is probably one of the most phenomenal people I've ever spoken to. The conversation was unique and definitely something you could take a lot from. Kevin, you want to let us know who's coming on today?
Yeah, we've got Benzel Baltimore Cowan, and we call him Benzel, and he's the drummer for George Clinton's Parliament Funkadelic. It's a raw conversation, and he gets into his drumming and a lot of his influences and some of the great people that he's been able to have around him in his life. So I think you guys will definitely be interested to hear what he has to say.
Yeah, man, this conversation gets all over the place, up and down, and I don't want to give too much away. So without further ado, I think let's get this thing going right now.
All right, so we're here with Benzel Baltimore Cowan. I mean, the drummer for George Clinton Parliament Funkadelic. We are honored to have him on the show today. And Benzel, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. I'm happy to be here.
We're happy to have you. We
you come a couple days before we go on the road, and you have a show on Friday, a show on Sunday. And then we're about to start running again.
Okay. Gearing up for a heavy touring schedule. So, yeah, glad we caught you at home, too, when you're just kind of relaxed and hanging out.
Yeah, it's a blessing because it doesn't happen much.
Yeah, the busy life of a touring drummer. But But we're gonna kick off kind of how we normally start our show, and we'd like to kind of hear in your words more about how you got into drumming and kind of your backstory on how you got involved with this great instrument we all love.
First and foremost, my name is Benzel Baltimore Cowan. I'm the son of the late great Benny Cowan, who is the trumpet player for Parliament Funkadelic to this day. Started in 1970. He also auditioned with some other Baltimore greats such as Dennis Chambers and Rodney Ski Curtis on bass, who plays for Maceo and does a lot of things with Dr. Dre, and has done a lot of things, and a couple other guys. I can't really get into it because I don't know how much time we have, but and they got into this. There was this thing called the Baltimore Connection, which was a handful of guys from Baltimore, which George picked up all at the same time.
Okay. That kind of became the first Parliament Funkadelic band then.
Well, this is the first Parliament Funkadelic. That's where they came from, the Funkadelics, the Parliaments. I started in Jersey, George Clinton in the barbershop, early 60s or whatever, cutting hair and all this other stuff. I wasn't even there. I'm 48. I know a little bit of the history, but long story short, the beginning of the P-Funk All-Stars came with this Baltimore connection.
Okay.
78. Before that, it was just, the Parliament Funkadelic, straight up. Or just
okay. So once it got the all-star tag, that's when they grabbed that band.
Yeah, it was Parliament, then it was Funkadelic, then it became Parliament Funk, then it became the P-Funk All-Stars.
Excellent.
Bad cats from Baltimore, including Dennis Chambers and my dad, and on trumpet and the horn section, the bass player, Ski Curtis. They were like super bad, killing the whole world. That became part of the P-Funk All-Stars, which was a mixture of Parliament, Funkadelic, and these Baltimore cats.
Okay.
Had everybody. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah. the heaviest hitters in town, you know.
Pretty much. You had cats like Victoria and those guys checking them out on stage. You had guys like Prince in the corner watching them on stage. Like they were really deep at that time.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. That's very cool.
So long story short, my father and my mother had me in 1983. I'm around. I have a love for the drums early from the beginning because I'm around instruments and loud music all the time. So
Sure. You're born into it, so you've got no other choice, right?
you're born into it, and I believe that you also have the gift from above as well, and I believe that everything just happens the way it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Stage and stuff like that. That's how I started, beating on pans in my mom's kitchen and stuff like that.
Sure. I think I think a bunch of us kind of did that. I used to line the Tupperware up on the top of the couch, and grab the spoons and do that.
My son's doing it right now. He plays drums on everything. You can't give him drumsticks. He already broke my iPad, broke a laptop. It's crazy. Everything's
But it's like good, but it's good, but it's bad. You don't want to discipline them because you want to see them doing what they're doing, but then again, you don't want to break everything. So.
It's a necessary evil.
You have to realize that some things are going to be broken, but you got to work with them and buy them immediately. And that's what my parents got me a little baby set, and of course we ran through that. Eventually, beat that up. Eventually, it was time for a real drum set. At this point, let's just shoot all the way to age 11, and now I'm playing in church, already getting paid at 11.
That's great.
Big. Of course, through all the schools that you have, your elementary school and, things like that, you got little school bands. And I was always in every school band that I was in. It's okay. Wherever school I went to, I was in the band.
Sure.
This little snare drummer playing the bass or the crash cymbals or whatever. And, of course, that's very boring at that time. But you're still doing music. You're doing concerts and things like that at an early age. So I believe that prepares you for if you really want to do this. There's a lot of people that were doing the same thing with me that are not necessarily doing this anymore. So I think that a lot of people had the potential to do things, but it depends on how bad you really want to do this and how bad you believe that this is what you're supposed to do.
Sure. Well, it's like anything else. I mean, if you really want to master a skill, it takes a lot of self-discipline. You got to be able to make yourself sit down maybe when you don't want to hit the pad and work out some stuff with your hands, or maybe you just, even not so much when we were younger, but even now, when we have to go to work or something like that, and you get home from work and you have a little bit of that time, and maybe you want to sit down on the couch and relax, but you just got to make yourself, put in some time because that's only if you really want to get better.
Yeah, that's a part of it, and then another part of it is being around musicians and people that make you want to excel.
Sure, absolutely.
Around things that are challenging you. You might do it, but you're not really pushing because you're not being challenged. You're just thinking whatever you're doing is good enough until this other dude that's going insane. Now you're like, that. And then he takes you around some other dudes that's going and saying, it's like, I'm supposed to do that. Then they put you on to some DVD you didn't watch or a record you didn't listen to. And then you're like, oh, I didn't listen to that. I'm missing this, I'm missing that. So, yeah, the drumming becomes really deep. I was just blessed to be around people like Bootsy Collins, Dennis Chambers, George Clinton, my dad.
Yeah.
Many other famous people that instilled being a real musician as opposed to just having a skill of chopping, or a skill of playing fast or doing this or doing that. But like in my background coming up, I also did a lot of jazz. I played in jazz bands, and then I did a couple jazz summer programs and things like that. I went to the Dave Weckl Drum Fantasy Camp, which had Dave Weckl, Horacio Hernandez,
Oh, that's very cool.
Steve Smith and a whole bunch of other guys they were killing. And a whole bunch of people from all over the world, that just came to this camp to be in this camp, like 120 of some of the best drummers in the world that are just trying to learn more. So I got to have experience like that. I went to a conference, IAJ Jazz Conference, in like 2001, and I got to meet people like Max Roach and Jim Chapin. And got the little sit down with them and learn something. So I had a lot of experiences that a lot of people probably didn't have, but you have to embrace those experiences. And I don't know, you have to focus more on being a musician and not just a drummer. It's
Sure.
all these experiences that I'm going through. It's great to be a drummer, and it's great to have these things, and these chops, and these tricks, and all this stuff that you're doing. You have to have those things, but in order to do the gig the way that they need you to do it, you have to be more of a musician.
Absolutely. You got to look at the whole picture. I mean, I think that's being talked about a lot right now, just in the drum community, versus that whole chops versus groove thing. And you're absolutely right. It's very important to have those chops, because without the chops, you can't have everything in your tool bag that you might need. But if you don't have the groove and you can't think like a musician, it's going to be hard to get hired, if that's what you're looking to try and do.
Yeah, I mean, if you're playing long shows and stuff, you're not chopping for an hour.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, that's the whole thing. It's like you're playing a 2-hour show or whatever. You're going to be doing more than chopping.
Yeah, absolutely. If you try to do that, you might play that gig one time, but that'll probably be about it.
Oh, man. I don't know how deep I can go on that one, because I'm not trying to talk.
Yeah, no, we don't need to go all that deep, right?
Right.
But that can be a problem. That can be problematic.
Right. So, if we shoot a little bit further into the future, and now I'm about 15 and 9 months, and now we're playing at Woodstock for George Clinton in 1999 in front of 100,000 plus people, pay-per-view. And now you're just looking out there like, what's going on? Like, this is insane. I'm not going to say no to being able to do something like that. And you're begging to do something like that.
Oh, yeah.
You got the opportunity to sit down with George and say, hey, can I do this? And then he's letting you do it. And you're saying, yes, I can do it. And now you got to get up there and you're like, I don't know if I can really do it.
Yeah, right. The moment of realization when you see that kind of a crowd, it really gets you thinking, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I've never been in front of that kind of crowd.
Yeah, I mean, I know I've played hard, and I know I've practiced my whole life to do this. I know I've envisioned this, and I know this is what I'm supposed to do. But then you look out there and you get that little intimidation factor.
Yeah, it's a scary moment. It's a scary moment.
100,000 people out there. There is a sea of people.
Yeah, that's intense.
That's at 15. I'm not getting the gig. I'm just sitting in on the gig, but who cares? You're sitting in a song that's about...
Oh, yeah.
You can check out the clip on YouTube. Just put in George Clinton Woodstock 99 booty. Just put that in, and it'll come up. It's about a 30-minute segment with the young on there with this big old head. It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy about what I'm doing. I'm really busy on it. I'm doing a chop like every 4 bars. You know what I'm saying?
You were like, this is my moment. This is my moment.
Oh, it's not even that it's your moment. It's like George makes you push so hard and play with everything that you got.
Oh, does he? Does he? Okay.
I'm like that. All you got is that. I don't have nothing.
Yeah, right. You were pushing it all out.
Yeah, I don't play drums like that. Like, you're on stage at Woodstock. Cowan just played. Limp Bizkit just played. Red Hot Chili Peppers just played. All these other things just played. So it's like...
It's time to shine.
I play whatever I do.
Yeah.
point. At this point, I just have to do what I've been doing in the basement forever because that's all I can do. Everything I to muster it right now in this. But it's really good. I like watching it. It's pretty good. But I don't.
It's great you had that experience at a young age like that. I mean, like you say, that is definitely not too many people get that opportunity. I mean, I had some pre-show jitters. Now, I played in school band, like you say, and did stuff like that and played in front of people. But I had jitters the first time I played in an original band and we played our first show. And heck, there was maybe like 25 people in the audience when we did that. You know what I mean? So I could not even fathom, seeing that kind of a crowd for doing something like that.
Well, at the same time, I had also done the jazz concerts at school or whatever, playing percussion. But I had my own band, too. So I had my own band. So I had already opened for George with my own bell, like at 930 Club and at Record Theater. Where you going? But, yeah. So I did that, too. So those were all types of experiences that I needed. But it's basically about being comfortable in front of them people.
Sure. I'm sure now you don't even think about it much,
Sure, I always do.
Do you?
But now I think about it differently.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I'm not thinking about it like being scared. I'm thinking about it the same way I always thought about it, which is I just want to do my best performance for these people.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
No, I feel you.
I like to watch how the people react to what you're doing, and I like to look at them. They're looking at you. They're hoping that you look at them. You know what I mean? They want you to look at them.
Yeah, that's true.
Laugh with them and stuff like that. That's when you're doing good. When it's a vibe and everybody's partying and it's like, oh man, they're in the pocket. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It feels good, right?
I had to learn from then to now about grooving and stuff like that, how important it is to groove. Like, I like chops at heart. If anybody's seen Benzel Baltimore on Instagram or anything, you heard a whole bunch of going ham. Okay? Yes.
Sure.
But it's only because I have a deeply engraved pocket. You know what I mean? That's all I do at work. So when I'm at home and I'm getting free, I'm just getting here. What you talking about? I'm playing chops. You know what I mean?
It's time to stretch your legs.
Yeah, this is exercise.
Yeah, I feel you.
All that stuff. It's all muscle memory. Now when we're sitting down and doing what we're doing with these other cats on the drums, that's when it starts to become not necessarily competitive, but it's okay to have a little bit of competition because it makes you better later.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, it pushes us on.
I mean, I just want to say one thing when it comes to like the younger guys and the old guys. I think the old guys need to embrace the young guys, and the young guys need to embrace the old guys. Like Dennis Chambers embraces the young guys. You know what I mean? Like a lot of these guys don't embrace the young guys. Dennis embraces all the young guys. He hangs out with the Mike Mitchells and the Nick Smiths and these young dudes. He hangs with them just like he'll hang with me, just like he'll hang with Marvin Smitty Smith.
Yeah.
You have to embrace these young kids, even though they're chopping all over the place. It's still amazing at some point, and it's something that needs to be cultivated.
Sure.
I've already done it. So I think that, because I have a lot of conversations with a lot of guys, and I show them the latest Shed video, the latest Sharik Tucker and some other dude going crazy, and they're looking at it like, they're doing the same stuff, and that's like hating. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, man. These kids are going insane, and you have to, if you're a drummer.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
So I'm just saying, everybody needs to show love to everybody in the drum community.
That's true. Yeah. Although, yeah, I mean, absolutely. What were you saying, Richard?
I was just stepping in. I agree. There's so much hate going on in general on the internet. It's very normal for me to see a post from numbers of drummers, be it Eric Moore, be it Mike Mitchell, anybody, where someone is showing love, and then right below that, someone's like, yeah, well, he's holding his stick wrong, or he hit that cymbal with some weird angle, or why is his back not perfectly straight up? Just like ridiculous. Like, get over it, man. Let the guy play. He's shedding. He's playing gigs. He's killing it. Who the hell are you?
Yeah,
Killing it, and he's doing a video, and there's people that's doing so much stuff on videos right now. It's like, why would you not do what you do on your video?
Right.
Yeah, sure,
Right.
sure.
You got to do what you do, whatever your voice is. Like, that's your lane. He's not playing with Stanley Clark. He's just doing a video.
Exactly.
That's right. That's right.
But he's killing with Stanley Clark, too. He's going ham.
And he can go ham quite well.
Yeah. I like Mike Mitchell a lot. I like all these guys. I know all these guys. We're all, we have this big thing. It's a really big circle of guys that all know each other. If you got a video with at least 20,000 views on it, they know you.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they know you. They've seen your video. You at NAMM, and they're going to talk to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're going to share with you. They're going to beat you up. And they're going to hope that you get better next year.
Yeah. But that's good, though. I mean, it's a lot of people just get too defensive when they had something like that happen to them. But you got to embrace that. I mean, those people that are coming up and telling you that, they're telling you that because they want to see you improve, not because they want to put you down.
I mean, I talked to Ronald Burner on the phone. He's, a lot of people say he's a jerk. They don't like him. He could be a little jerky, but he's a great guy, and I love him. He's one of my bros. But he'll call me. He's like, yeah, man, I seen your video. He was killing. But you didn't break the bottom tom heads. You got you got to hit the toms harder. It's like you have to break the bottom tom heads when you go around the toms.
Oh, that's fun.
He wasn't joking though. He was dead serious.
It was all straight serious.
Yeah, it's like okay. He's basically telling you need to just go in the basement and just play your toms. Don't even have the snare set up or the hi hat. Just play the toms and the for the foot and just go crazy with the toms.
That's
and
great.
A lot of people do that. Just practice the toms for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Just the toms, no snare, no cymbals. Just going around the toms.
That's something to be said. That definitely would help a lot of people isolate some work on their toms. Maybe makes me think I should start putting stuff away.
Practice on the toms, and then after that, just practice on the bass snare and the hi hat.
Oh yeah, that's fun to do. I've done that. I've definitely done that minimalist set. That is fun. That's great.
Yeah, but when you do it, okay, now do it and try to play as much stuff as you can.
Now that's what makes it real tough.
Right. Play some Mike Mitchell on just the bass snare, hi hat, and the floor tom. The Dana. Go to the Dana level. Dana sounds like he's got a double bass pedal every time he does that type of stuff. Like, what's going on right now? I don't know. But yeah, and then after all that, then put the drum set left-handed and practice like that.
Yeah, that's something that I've been starting to try and mess with more a little bit too. Left-hand lead, that's tough. That really starts to humble you up too.
Don't just move the ride, move the whole entire set to the left-handed.
Yeah. Go all in.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a friend that Deadwood that does that. His set is left-handed. I got a couple guys that got left-handed sets.
Huh.
You might have to sit down on that set one time. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
It's very important to try to switch it over and do it that way and try to swing like that and stuff like that. Then you're somewhat of an ambidextrous drummer.
And that's the ticket. I mean, if you could be completely ambidextrous, there's so much you can do. Just opens up the world,
I get that vibe when I watch John Blackwell play. He's got that open hi-hat style. He doesn't play cross-armed. He's always playing left-hand lead on the hat, right hand on the snare. He's got that on lock. And his playability is so amazing. Watching him play like that, I always think about, well, maybe I need to really work on sitting left-handed every once in a while. I think that could improve.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They definitely could, but I'm not too big of a fan of the open-handed drumming, even though I am, because you have to do that too. But when you're playing like deep pocket, it's hard to make it real deep, left-handed leading.
Oh, agreed. Yeah.
Huh.
Just
Yeah.
playing, when you're just playing, you know what I mean, something like that. It's hard to be having your left hand being the power hand on the hi-hat. Like when
Okay.
you're
Yeah.
like that, I think it's more of a finesse thing.
Yeah. Well, John
I mean,
Blackwell was blessed.
unless Dennis is doing it. Now, if Dennis is doing it, he don't care. He can do it the same way somehow, make it feel the same. So I think it is a good practice, and John Blackwell does it too.
He's got it on lock. I love watching him play.
Yeah, he's definitely insane. You know, yeah, he is. You know, Dennis told me that he showed him a lot of that stuff, though.
Oh, I don't doubt it. Now I got to now regarding Dennis a little bit. So, I mean, was Dennis really a big part kind of when you were still kind of playing in the basement, just kind of learning the craft? Did he kind of help you through that stuff, or?
Yeah, he hurt my feelings a lot.
No.
No, he did. He came over and he gave me a whole bunch of stuff. He gave me a pedal when I was like 12. He gave me a case of sticks, you know, let me come over and hang out, stuff like that. But, you know, he would be like, you need some more stamina. Like, you be playing the drums, you think you went ham. And he's like, yeah, you need some more stamina. Like, you need to play crazier than that. I'm like, all right, what's that mean? How do you do that? He's like, you got to go faster than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he just kept pushing you as far as just more notes and more shredding, basically, more chopping.
Well, basically, he was actually saying more singles.
Okay, he really was harping singles.
Everybody's chopping with paradiddles and doubles and all that, but he was actually saying play with more singles.
Huh. Okay.
Interesting.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
People regard singles as just bada 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 bada. That's not necessarily all singles can do. Singles can be played just like a paradiddle or a double stroke roll. It's just about the finesse of it and putting, like, people don't play that accented single stroke rolls anymore. But that's a rudiment, like a 7-stroke roll and stuff like that. Those are single stroke rudiments.
Sure.
Where it's not straight accented, but it's finesse notes as well with the singles. Just as if you were playing doubles, or if you were playing like a 5-stroke roll, better than that, or whatever. You're not saying ba da 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 ba da 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 da. You know what I mean?
No,
You're saying,
yeah.
You could do the same thing with singles.
Sure, absolutely.
So you can go really, really fast if you're doing these accented singles, as opposed to everybody's just trying to do the Billy Cobham roll around the toms all the time. And unfortunately, that gets a little redundant.
Yeah, it does. It does. You're right.
You know what I mean? I'm not saying he don't do a whole bunch of stuff. I'm saying what people do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Where people have tried to take it.
Because he's done everything with it.
Yeah,
you know.
that's true stuff.
But it's like I feel everybody's just trying to blaze singles. They're not really playing them.
So now, like when you're saying those accented singles, you know, are you like mainly like, you know, kind of putting your root on the snare and your accented singles kind of will go kind of into toms? Is that what you do a lot of times? Or if you're working on something like that, something you can help develop with that? Or how would you apply that? Or even somebody who was just trying to kind of mess with it more, how would they get into it?
Yeah, I just apply the molar technique to the chop. So, you know, okay. the molar is the straight triplets. Badaba. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Triplets, though. Right, left. Accenting on the one of each one. Da-da-da. You feel me?
Yeah, I got you.
That's funny. That's my bread and butter. That's like my bread and butter.
You take that, and you can go all over the place with that. Like, you know, the little Thomas Lang thing that he did when he was like floor tom, first tom, second tom with the snare. So it's like he's basically just saying floor tom, snare, snare, first tom, snare, snare, second tom, snare, snare. And this is all right, left, right, left, all the way around. Okay? And then he hits the hi-hat on that or something like that. Just stuff like that. You're going real fast. You know what I mean? Like, you're going fast doing that. It's grown up, I think. Because you have to be more controlled to be able to play something like that.
Yeah.
Just doing for, you know, a little while. You can do those accented singles for a long time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Go a long way.
But yeah, what I was saying is that Dennis also inspired me to play on pillows, and I've played on pillows forever. I've always played on pillows. I'll play on pillows right now. Playing on pillows is how you get fast.
I don't mean to interject, but my first lesson with Matt Halpern, he brought pillows out and said, "This is the best way to practice. I do this all the time."
What?
You get no rebound. You get no rebound.
And he brought out.
You're working for everything.
Yeah, he had the pillows out on top of a couch at a venue in Tampa, and he just starts. I could do this all day, man. Rolling across the couch and the pillows and the couch pillows. It was cool. It was phenomenal. I've been doing it ever since he taught me that or showed me working on those pillows.
Yeah, the pillows are good, but then it's, you know, once you get past the pillows, then you got to do it on the drums for a long time too.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
Pillows are good for developing this muscle that you don't develop from playing the drum. That's why you're playing the pillow, because there's a certain only from playing pillows.
Well, you're getting like I said, you're getting no rebound. So, I mean, if you're doing doubles on pillows, you know, you have to wrist each double. You can't rely on that stick rebound. So you're definitely working hard. You know what I mean?
Right. So, a little bit further in my future, you know, then I started to embrace the shedding, you know, which is basically drummers conversing through drums. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, you got your 2 sets, you got your 3 sets. You might just have 1 set and people just jump on the set. Like one person jump off, another person jump on and do what you just did or try to do that.
Sure.
And this is a very important thing. It's very important because it pushes the person, it pushes both of the people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not just that, but I don't know. It's very important though for exercise, for learning, for quick thinking. You have to think very fast. It's not like you're on a gig and you're only doing like 2 chops a song. So you got the whole song to think about the chop you're about to do.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You can't think about the chop you're about to do. You got to just play something and make it work.
Yeah. That's where it has to be. That's where hopefully you've put in some work before that, so that way it's just kind of some of those things are already built into that muscle memory, so they just kind of come out. You know what I mean? Without even kind of trying.
Yeah, but then you go to DC and these guys are like insane. You guys, man, I'm sitting with all these kids and stuff, man. They're insane with it.
Are they? Well, it seems like as you travel, right now on the road, it seems like as you travel, you're always trying to find, just cats to play with. So I'm sure you're getting to kind of see, meet a lot of guys out there. It's pretty cool.
Man, you got to make sure you're ready.
I could imagine you're right.
Yeah, I done did it all over the world. Like, I done been in Russia shedding with some of the top dudes out there.
Yeah.
We're doing, though. Kind of.
That's wild. That's pretty cool.
It seems that way. Like, they're doing what they're doing, but there's this universal sound, this triplet sound. Everybody's trying to blaze triplets. Everybody's trying to Weckl everybody. You know what I mean? And let's just discuss this Weckl Dennis controversy, please. Do you know about this Weckl Dennis controversy?
No, I mean I've always heard the big like the Weckl Vinny like Buddy Rich memorial concert, showdown, that whole thing, but I didn't know about a Dennis Weckl thing.
Well, like the thing is, everybody's talking about the sound that everybody's doing right now came from what Weckl did on the triplet DVD that he did that one time. Do you remember that?
Oh, okay. I know what you're saying. I know
Do
what
you
you're
remember
saying.
he broke down how the triplets go? He played triplets for like 2 minutes straight, just
And that's an old school Weckl video.
exactly. It's very old. Okay.
Yeah, that's probably like old DCI days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that all right. So he did that, and everybody's trying to say, well, he's basically the IE founder of that type of chopping.
Okay.
And I'm like, no. Now listen, I've studied with Dave Weckl. I know what he do.
Sure.
But I also know that Dave Weckl used to be in front of a dentist poster practicing.
Yeah. That's true.
He did. He did it. Dave will tell you. He wanted to be the greatest drummer in the world. The only person standing in his way of being the greatest drummer in the world was Dennis Chambers himself.
he was at the summit. He was trying to get there.
I mean, he was there. He was doing what he was doing, but he wasn't playing loud singles around the toms, though.
Yeah.
He was playing all rudimental stuff.
Sure.
He would give you some singles. He got some singles. It's Dave Weckl. He's got everything. Okay.
Yeah, right.
He's got everything, but I also believe that a lot of the things that people are doing today is Dennis-esque. That's just what I think.
I mean,
is charged.
Yeah, right. I mean, heck, the first like big concert my father ever brought me to, and he was a bass player, but the first concert we ever went to was in '94. This was a big concert. It was in '94, and they brought us to Orlando at the time it was the Arena, and we saw Steely Dan play, and Dennis was playing that tour. And,
right.
That was great. First time at a big arena show like this, and Dennis Chambers is on stage, and of course because my dad had listened to plenty Steely Dan, so I was definitely totally into what was gonna be going on. So it was surreal. I mean, Dennis is definitely the man.
He was definitely the man, and I'm gonna tell you what the difference was also. Like super hard pocket. You know what I mean? Like everybody can't play hard pocket. It's very hard to be able to be a drummer that plays super hard pocket, fusion, swing, Latin. Like, you know what I mean? Everybody, you can't cover all of them unless you're really good. Like,
yeah, definitely.
Okay? Like, I got that style, and that style.
Sure.
I believe that Dennis Chambers and Dave Weckl both do both of those styles pretty good, but I think that Dennis plays harder pocket than Dave Weckl.
I understand. I feel it.
Yeah.
And you've had a good front row seat for both of them, so
Right.
I'll take your opinion, more than I'd take maybe somebody else's. But kind of getting back to as you were coming up too. Now, when did you start getting into holding the chair for Parliament Funkadelic?
Once I did the Woodstock thing. Now I'm only 15 at that point.
Okay.
My birthday the next month is my birthday, so okay. So I'm basically 16. I was sitting in from that point. I had a band. I was opening for them in Baltimore and DC whenever they were there. I was doing that, and whenever I was around and they played a certain song, I would be able to play that certain song. From that point, I was doing it. I played before Woodstock, but
Sure.
So this is sitting in. It's not necessarily professional. It's just sitting in.
Yeah.
I did that for a couple years. I did that. Like any other person, I was working. I was studying a little bit, doing what I'm doing, but I'm still working. And eventually, I got fed up with my job, and I left, and I went to go sit in with George in D.C., and I guess that was around 2008 or 9. And I think it was 9. And I'm like, yeah, I need a job. You know what I mean? They're like, all right, we got one for you. You're gonna have to like make sure the stage is right and all this other stuff. And you're gonna play too. You know what I mean? Of course you're gonna play. That's not a question if you're gonna play. We just want you to do a job. So it's like, okay, you're working now. So it was a summer job for a while.
Sure.
From like 2008 or 9 on, it became a little summer job of me just, doing that. And I would start the show and end the show every night or whatever. Okay.
Okay.
Gradually, I moved up to actually being the actual main drummer, but it just takes longevity. You got to hang around. So there's other drummers in the band, and they think they're the main drummer.
Sure. Well, I mean, we just experienced that last week when I thought you were going to be down here in Florida, and it was a different drummer.
Did you go?
I didn't have a chance to go. I didn't. I definitely wanted to try and be there if you were going to be there to do some filming, but I just couldn't make it work otherwise.
Yeah, I mean, if I was there, I'm sure you would have made it work.
Oh, I would have made it. I would have made it work. We would definitely want to get some film on you for sure in the future. We got to keep track of that busy touring schedule you got. But another thing I wanted to touch on, because I do kind of want to be cognizant of time because we're going on quite a while here. But I know you play 1710 percussion. It is right.
That's correct. I have a drum set on the road with George.
Okay. Well, I know anytime I see those 1710s, they always kind of pique my interest because they look beautiful, and I don't know much about the company, but I love that on that snare. You've got that. I imagine, is it the Baltimore skyline that's painted on that snare?
That it is.
As a beautiful looking snare.
It's made out of walnut too.
Okay, is the whole kit walnut?
No, the rest of the set is like straight maple, I think.
Okay.
But
it's a beautiful kit.
Oh yeah, it definitely has its own little presence. The thing is, people tell me like my drums aren't bouncy. Everybody's
are bouncy.
Yeah, they're not bouncy. My drums are pillowy. Like you have to really use your wrist to go around them joints. You know what I
mean? Okay. So would you say you do that with the head tension? You keep it kind of a loose head tension on your toms and stuff?
Yeah, well, playing with George Clinton, and doing what we're doing, we like more of a sound that says do do do. We like that sound.
Yeah, you don't want something that's ringy or boomy. You want it to be real heavy on the attack and just boom and just kind of quit.
Right. Okay. You know what I mean? Okay. Now when I'm in church or whatever, the toms are like doom doom doom. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Whole different sound.
Whole different thing. But I mean, I prefer the lower tom sound sometimes. Because you can play some more stuff and it doesn't sound like muddy.
Okay, yeah. Well, the sound isn't kind of getting in each other's way. When you're playing a lot of notes like that, if those things have a lot of overtones, they're just going to keep going and going and going.
Right. Well, the thing is, when you have those toms, you have to play more melodically.
That's true.
You can't really be chopping out. You got to be playing melodic.
Yeah. Using the space for the toms to breathe, so to speak.
Right. So now they're toned up, so they have to be singing and saying something.
Yeah, absolutely.
But of course, 1710 has all different types of drum sounds and drums. My set on the road, I like the set on the road. I love my Benzel signature set because it's mine.
Sure, absolutely.
But the George Clinton set it was obviously made a little bit later. Okay. Mine was made in 2013. This was actually made in a little bit later, like 14, and it's a little bit nicer, But he actually renovated my set too, so now my set is right back in the game because he renovated mine.
Nice.
I actually had one. I had like a 10-inch, and then I had a 12, but it was a wide 12. It was like really big. Okay.
Like real deep?
Yeah, real deep.
Okay,
so it was
gotcha.
like regular size, and then one was oversized, like a bucket. But the sound was so good. It was like having a floor tom for a 12.
Sure, yeah. Like one of those old power toms from the late 80s, early 90s. Yeah, yeah.
Right, but unfortunately it didn't match the other one. So
of course.
I knew we were going for, the sound. He was like, the sound, no. And I'm like, all right, the sound. And the sound was killing. But eventually he was like, all right, I'm going to redo it. And then he made the toms like perfect. Now they're killing. I love it.
And 1710, he's based right there out of Baltimore?
He's actually in Bowie, Maryland.
Oh, okay.
But and the bass drum is a 22 by 20, not a 22 by 18.
Okay. Oh, so it's kind of like the Canon size. It's nice and deep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sure you get that nice low end thwack out of that thing.
Oh yeah. You gotta have it.
That's right. That's good. And that works out great for doing the George Clinton thing too, I can imagine, because that's not going to give you a lot. It's just going to give you a quick thwack and be out of the way too.
Yeah, it's definitely hitting. It's a clean sound, not a whole lot of ringing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you'd have to move a serious amount of air through that drum to get it to ring. That's for sure. Being that deep.
This is very true. You know, there's not much in the bass drum. I usually like to have it empty, but of course, when you're doing some of these gigs, it's a little bit too much for them, so you got to put something in there. So
yeah. I feel you. That's funny.
You know.
That's funny. So yeah, I mean, you know, that's like I said, I've seen them on there, and I didn't know much about them really there either. So you know, they're cool. They're a cool kit, and we'll definitely link in our show notes too for the show today. We'll link in some stuff for 1710 and some other ways to keep up with Benzel here too.
Yeah,
So that way everybody can look it up more and check out all those crazy chop videos he does, and they're quite serious.
Yeah, I don't mean to be so silent over here, but I'm on the 1710 website just kind of drooling over drum sets.
You got Snare on there?
Yeah, oh my God, your snare is so nice. It's the first image that pops up when you load the page. Your snare is right there.
That snare was his pride and joy. I made that snare and put him on the map. I took the snare all over the world.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
a beautiful
snare. I got
snare.
the snare and took it everywhere. We went to Russia with the snare. We went to everywhere with the snare. Germany. I even lost the snare in like Amsterdam or somewhere. Or Germany.
No.
Snare in Germany. They got switched with a piccolo. I'm like, I don't want no piccolo. I got my own joint. So it got switched, and then I didn't get it back for like 3.5 weeks.
No.
And I'm on a tour, and I'm like hurting because I need my snare so bad.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm sure you felt lost.
For a second, I did, but they cool, and he sent it to my house. I knew it was a cool guy. I met him, so he was a little guy. I knew it would be going good. It was a good guy, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, we took the snare all over the world. The snare's been in Drum Magazine, and it's been in Modern Drummer. I've been in Modern Drummer a couple times as well. I didn't say anything about that, but you know, I've been blessed to, you know, I've been to NAMM a couple times and talked some things and done what I do. I also performed at NAMM last year.
Okay.
On the main stage outside, so that was a big accomplishment because I always wanted to do that. I've been to NAMM like 5 times before that. I always wanted to...
Now was that winter or was that summer?
Oh yeah, you know, it was the January joint. You know?
Okay. So you were winter NAMM. You were out in California.
Yeah, that's the one.
Was it the past one that just happened?
It was 15, not 16.
I was at 16.
Okay.
That's why I was at 16.
Because it happens right after the new year, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I missed 16, but I was at 15. But I'm probably going to be at 17. You guys going?
We're going to try. We're trying to make our plans for that stuff now.
All right, send me a pass.
We gotta get him ourselves first.
We're working on it,
baby,
Benzel. We're working on it.
I got lucky.
Hey, man, I need all the avenues I can get.
Absolutely.
I think I'm in, though.
The perils of a working drummer, right? You know, you got to do what you can.
Absolutely. Well, I think 1710 is also trying to make it happen.
Okay.
We haven't gotten a NAM yet, but they're working on getting there soon. You know, it costs a couple dollars to, you know, have your stuff there. It's something like
I can imagine.
$8,000 to have your own spot in NAM or something.
Oh, only 8,000?
Yeah, gee, yeah, everybody's just got that lying around.
I don't know. It might be 10 actually, but
Jeez,
whatever it
yes.
is, not light. So it's like own company, but it's good. We also have an endorsee, Jeff Beck's female drummer that he had on one of those records, and she got a Grammy for that record. I can't remember her name, but she's in. She played for Jeff Beck, and she's with 1710 as well. So we're starting to grow. We got a couple good drummers from all over the country getting on. We got somebody out of the country too.
That's great.
Yeah, we're moving. You know, we're making drums.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a cool process. I'm into that sort of stuff. So I really like looking at some of the custom companies that are out there and kind of the way they're pushing the envelope. They do some pretty cool stuff, and it seems like 1710 is right there in the mix, making some really cool looking stuff, and it's neat to see you posting some of that stuff up there. So I'm sure they like seeing it too.
Yeah, I mean, well, what we do is we do whatever you want. So it's whatever these people's idea for their drum set is. It's not necessarily what we say you're getting. You know what I mean? It's their
definitely.
So that makes it a little crazy. Like, you know, when me and Mike, the owner, made my set, you know, we talked about it for a while. Like, how's it gonna be? But it came out awesome.
Yeah, definitely. Well, you know, we're pushing on here, but I think it's about time to wrap things up. You know, we definitely look forward. We're definitely wanting to keep track of what you're doing touring wise. So, like I said, we're gonna have links in here for everybody to be able to keep track of Benzel and what he's doing and everything that's going on. And yeah, I mean, we're hoping to really get out and meet you face to face now that we've talked all over social media and via text and email, and now we've at least talked vocally. So now we just got to get to the next level and get out and do some filming with you and you know just meet face to face.
Oh yeah, it's going to happen. I know you guys are in Florida. You know, I don't play.
Part of us is half of us are in Florida, and then the other half are out in L.A.
Yeah, I'm out in Los Angeles.
Oh, you are?
Yes, sir.
Oh man, you just missed me.
What? Ugh.
No, I was in Oakland.
That's not too far.
It's not too far. Well, what's
5
today's
hours?
date?
Today is the 24th.
All right. My dad's birthday.
Well, happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday to the General Benny Cowan.
That's
trumpet
right,
player.
the general.
To the great.
I will be in Anaheim. I'll be in Salina Beach. Where's that at?
Let me see.
Beach, California. I don't know. Salina Beach, California.
What are you? Or for a gig? Or are you staying out here?
No. You know, we're about to do that run. It's about to get crazy. I'm telling you, in June.
You'll be a busy
but
man.
We'll do Anaheim. We're doing Anaheim too. Maybe you're closer to that.
Yeah, Anaheim's 45 minutes from me.
City National Grove of Anaheim.
I know exactly where that's at. I will definitely make that show. I'll make that show come out and get some good video of you.
See that? Now we've got plans. Now we got plans to take the next step, and at least Benzel will meet half of drummers I like.
Yes,
and,
one half.
You know.
Right. Don't worry. I'm going to get down there sometime too.
Oh yeah. Oh no. I'll be waiting. I'll be waiting for you, Benzel.
Yeah, but it's about to get crazy with this Europe stuff.
Oh, you're about to do a Europe run?
Oh man.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
Looks like a lot of dates. It looks like a lot, like 19, 20, about 23 dates.
That's a lot of
They all in a row, too. There doesn't seem to be any breaks in between.
That's good though. You get. I mean, just seeing those places. I mean, it's all amazing stuff. And with the hard work, you know what I mean. It is work and it is a job. And I'm sure there's going to be some nights where you gotta work a little harder to get yourself up there and do what you do. But that's amazing. To be able to see those sites.
Before I let y'all go, I just want y'all to know that we are going to be in Los Angeles in September 17th. Hollywood Bowl.
That's one of the biggest venues out here. I saw when I first came to LA, I saw them do E.T. there, but they had the live Philharmonic Orchestra playing behind it. It was the most epic sounding thing I've ever heard.
Wow, that sounds amazing.
You hear me?
When was that?
It was maybe 5 months ago. 5 months ago. They do it quite often because, the nature of where it's at. I'm sorry?
I was there.
No, you weren't there. I'm saying it was the Philharmonic Orchestra playing the live soundtrack to E.T. at the Hollywood Bowl.
What?
Yeah, it was epic. Epic.
That sounds pretty crazy.
Yeah, they do it to movies all the time. It was just one of those. It was.
So you're seeing the movie.
Amazing.
You're seeing the movie, but you're actually hearing a live symphony.
Yeah, the live symphony. It's a full.
Oh, that's great. That's fabulous.
Nothing can beat the experience.
That is ridiculous.
But
that's
sound
a way to
there,
watch a movie. That's a way to watch a movie.
Right. But the sound there for a drummer is just got to be amazing to play. It's gonna be sick.
Man, the sound there is like being in Europe or something.
I bet.
Like when you play in Europe, the sound's better. The sound of here is horrible. The sound in Europe is like way better. Or in California. I'm dead serious. Like, mark my word. Play a gig over here and then play a gig in Germany. And your drums are going to be like, doon, doon, doon. Like, you're going to hear every tom, every stick click by mistake, every rim shot.
Oh, no. So it's a good thing and it's a bad thing is what you're saying.
I mean, be ready to play. For real. You know what I mean? But I just wanted to say that, yes, it is a job. And people like my dad and some of the veterans, they kind of approach it more of a job. They've been doing it for 30, 40 years, 50 years. So they approach it more of a job. Me personally, I'm still a little bit younger. I'm 32 years old. I approach it as a job, but I still try to do it as much as I can wherever I go. If I'm in France,
you're still hungry. You're still hungry. Yeah.
Well, there's some bad cats everywhere. If I'm in France, I'm going to call Damian Smith because I know him. You know what I mean? He's insane. I can't play with him, but I want to play anyway.
Yeah.
I have to act like I can play with him.
Well, that'd be like me keeping up with you, Benzel. You see, that'd be like how that'd work. I
don't know. We're going to find out.
We will one day, right? That's right. That'll be our goal, and we'll turn that into a awesome drummers I like collaboration. That's for sure. That'd be some fun stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be our next podcast.
See that? Well, hopefully we'll have a few in between, but that'll be our next podcast with Benzel on the show. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
I can't wait.
A lot of fun.
That's right. That's right. We'll work something out. Even we'll work something out. We'll do something for sure. But again, we're gonna have all your info on there for everybody to keep up with you. We're definitely gonna make some plans to see you out there live. Benzel, it was great having you on today, man. We really appreciate you coming on the show and bringing some of your insight for a guy who's been doing it in the business as long as you have and has your kind of outlook.
Oh man, it's always a pleasure. God is good. I'm very happy to be able to do this with you guys and hope to talk again soon.
Oh yeah, we'll be in touch. I mean, we definitely want to keep the dialogue open with Benzel, and even if we don't have him here on the show, we still want to have some stuff out there. Maybe he'll throw some practice tip ideas that we can throw out there for the people, kind of through us, and go from there. Benzel's been a good guy, and he's always talked with us and been open to be on the show. So, like I said, we're just honored to have you on finally and do the podcast thing with you, and can't wait to do it again.
Absolutely, I'm always available Well, not really, but I try. I'll give it some time.
That's good stuff, man. Well, we're about ready. So you have a good night, and we appreciate it again. And thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks
Thank you very much.
Guys. Thank you so much. It's Benzel. I'm Benzel Baltimore on Instagram and Benzel Cowan on Facebook, or Benzel Baltimore, the little like page on Facebook. Twitter is Benzel Baltimore, and drummersilike.com. Love it.
Thanks, man. Thanks again, and we're gonna definitely have all those links for Benzel in our show notes here. So visit those and get by and give us feedback. And we want to hear more artists that you guys want to hear. So make sure you talk to us. So on that note, Benzel, have a great night, man. We'll see you.
Yeah, you too. Did you see that last video I put up just now?
Just now?
Well, not just now, but today. That little video I put up.
I think I saw something with you playing with another drummer, right?
Yeah, with like 3 drummers.
Yes, I did see that. I was at work and I couldn't listen to it with sound, but I saw it and I watched like the first few seconds of it and I was like, I got to come back and watch this later.
What are you?
It wasn't bad.
Oh my gosh, I just watched it.
You watched it?
Holy crap, this is insane.
It got crazy. We were in there. I didn't get home until about 5 o'clock last night.
Really?
Yeah. So it was good to be with the bros. But yeah, I gotta go. I love you guys. Check that video. I'll post it up on Instagram for me.
Absolutely.
We will repost it. Absolutely.
Cool, man.
That would be great. And much love to you guys and all the fans out there. And see y'all later.
All right, man. You have a good night. Take it easy. We'll see you out there.
Take care.
You too, bros. Peace.
Peace.
So there you have it. The big interview with Benzel went nice and long. I think that was almost an hour of chit chat. And to be honest, if Kevin, you didn't cut that thing off, it probably could have went on for longer because I was getting so carried away in that conversation. And I feel like between the 3 of us, it could have just been an all-day affair.
Oh no, I agree completely. I mean, I during that I remember looking down and going, oh, like I can't even believe how long we've been on this. It felt like we were just barely had kind of gotten into our conversation. And,
right.
We definitely had to be aware of time because we didn't want to make it too lengthy, but we're definitely going to be continuing to talk to Benzel, and we will have him on in the future, and we will have video with him. So, we'll be talking with him. So you'll have more chance to catch up with him. That's for sure.
Yeah, we'll see who gets to hang out with him first. I think that's gonna be a fun day for one of us.
Yeah, I think you might get it. I think he's going to be out in LA before he's out in Florida. So.
Well, lucky me. You know what? You know what though? Just to kind of touch on that, I think the part that blew my mind the most is just how knowledgeable he is, and the fact that he's thought out so deeply with the way other people play, the conversations in the drum world. Just he's so the definition of drummer, and I'm just so excited. I just took so much from that.
It was good, and his emphasis on shedding with other drummers and just being able to trade licks like that. And the one thing I think that a lot of people have to take from it, I mean, I can even say this coming from me, and I think a lot of other drummers can relate, but sometimes that's an intimidating thought when you have a pretty good idea you're going to go and probably sit down with somebody that's more skilled than you on the drums, and you just feel like, well, why would I want to do that? I'm going to feel like I don't know what I'm doing. But I think it's a person on the other side is going to be able to help elevate you to that level, and that's really what it's all about, and that's what he talks about. So, I think it's a really cool deal, and that was just one of the things we touched on. I mean, that just like you said, that conversation kind of went all over the place. We tried to keep it on track, but we just kind of went with the flow, and we hope everybody likes it. It was definitely raw, and a few little connection hiccups there with him, but if you guys can bear with that, you guys are definitely have been in for a great treat with Benzel.
Yeah, that definitely was a treat. And to touch on that, playing with other musicians, it's really funny. Back in college, one of my buddies, Ryan Boda, he showed me this video of Victor Wooten, who I know you know who Victor Wooten is.
Oh yeah, of course I do.
Right, everybody knows. Well, it's like some kind of inspirational montage of him chit-chatting with with you, the viewer watching the video, about why it's important for an instrumentalist or a musician in his beginning days to play with really good musicians. Just the power of being around, masterclass educators, in a sense. You're just going to learn better, you're going to learn faster, and you're going to learn the right way. So being able to play around other people and have that ability to, do those sheds and pick up from other people, that is really a big piece of knowledge I think our users should really take with them.
Yeah, definitely. No, it's I couldn't agree more. It's like I said, a great conversation, and for the fact that he's had he's had a chance to really study with some of the greats, and for the fact that he's so close with Dennis Chambers. I mean, Dennis is, as any drummer will tell you, he's a hell of a drummer, and to have that guy kind of watching over your shoulder and just kind of helping push you along, so to speak. Like, I couldn't even imagine what that must have been like. I'm sure, it was intimidating at first, just, for him too, but it was probably a little bit more like family. It was kind of pushing him more than some great legendary drummer. We all look at him a lot differently than Benzel looks at him.
Right.
So. But it definitely helped him become who he is and be the monster player that he is now. So.
Yeah, dude, he is definitely a monster player. That video he just told us to go watch on Instagram during the show, that was insane. And just for you listeners out there, it should be on our Instagram and social media feeds by now. If it's not, keep a lookout. But with that being said, I think it's time to bring this show to an end. What do you think, Kevin?
Yeah, definitely. Another great chat, and glad to bring it all to a close. And want to remind all our listeners to go onto iTunes and give us some ratings and reviews. It's going to help us. It's going to help people find our podcast better. So please get by and do that. And as Richard always likes to tell you, visit all our social media platforms, and he'll tell you all the handles right now.
Yes, the handles are @DrummersILike for Twitter and Instagram. And then for Facebook, of course, it's facebook.com/DrummersILikes. We're also on YouTube as well as Drummers I Like. We put a lot of cool videos up there. And also, while you're doing it, if you're interested in teaming up with the boys here at Drummers I Like, we are definitely looking for a nice group of interns right now to bring onto the team and kind of help us move things forward a little more quickly and, manage the bulk of work that's starting to build up because, as you know, Kevin and I are kind of running the show here on our own. We have been successful in bringing on one intern so far, which we're really excited to get going. And, I think we're going to have to bring a couple more on because the order's getting tall and there's a lot of work to do. And, I think that we could use the help of some awesome drummers out there. So once again, you can find us on Instagram @DrummersILike, @DrummersILike. That's also our Twitter handle. Same with Facebook.com/DrummersILike, YouTube DrummersILike, Google+ DrummersILike. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Check us out next week. Going to be another great podcast with another great guest. But I think that wraps it up. Everybody have a great night. Kevin, have an awesome night, man. Thank you so much.
You guys as well. Have a great night. Richard, try not to get tongue-tied saying Drummers I Like, but make sure you visit Drummers I Like. Peace.
Drummers I Like, Drummers I Like, Drummers I Like, Drummers I Like, Drummers I Like. Good night, everybody.